oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not day off in mind, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he dey hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, Mayegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo.
Many people are in the bank because many people are dying. Everything are doing. Mo sọ pressure ti wà bá sọ Yorùbá gbogbo nǹkan ṣẹlẹ̀ ń lu yìí pressure ti wà èyìnbó kò ṣe sọ sẹ́yìn ìlú lé fún alówó wa anówó wá sọ wá di lazy youth náà sọ wá di lazy youth òun ni mo wà ní táìmù yìí tí mi ò lè lọ bí iṣẹ́ kò sówó èmi kọ́ lè. Many people are.
Hello there.
Àwa mọ̀ la mọ̀ dódódódó.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ la mọ̀ dódódódó.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará yìí.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live.
Bó bá ṣe àní Mayegun máa wí.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Ó sì tún ṣe wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun diary.
Thank you very much for joining me. Remember, share this broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends. Read the caption. Read the description, like I said. Get yourself in tune into what we are going to be discussing tonight. A judge accused of taking bribe in giving a fraudulent judgment in favor of dubious Dapo of Remo, the Ogun State governor. So he's promoted to the Supreme Court as a compensation. Lasarailu Bawole Pim. In Kogi, where they had one of the trial charade. You remember Kogi, Imo, and Bayelsa. Anyway, after the charade, they decided to go to court, starting with petition. I have heard that armed robbers have been robbing, bullion vans, robbing banks and stuffs like that. In my life, I have never seen armed men rob a petition, governorship election petition in Kogi, stolen by armed robbers.
Do
you know why Naira is scarce in Nigeria now? And it is going to be gradual until majority of you will scream out and cry out again before they will reverse it. Do you know why? No? I'll tell you. Dangote Refinery. Have you seen the video of the crude oil that they are taking to Dangote Refinery? Did you buy the lie too? Did you? No, I don't think so. Thank you, Fatukai. Share this broadcast, invite your friends, like I said, share it far and wide. We are starting in a minute.
Mayegun ti dé.
Mayegun ti dé.
Mo ti dé. So good morning to you once again, and good afternoon to you. Good evening to you, all of you, the Templars. I welcome you to the Temple of Truth. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which side of the pendulum you belong to. The truth swings equally. And you are welcome. And as your MOG, Mayegun Overseer General of the Temple of Truth, I believe you have paid your own offering. Remember, you need to like the broadcast. That's the offering. You need to. Okay, and if you have done that, you only do that once. Just once. If you do it twice, that means you've taken it back. Thank you. Yes, Naira scarcity in Nigeria. You are beginning to witness empty cash machines, empty ATM machines. And a lot of you are wondering, what is going on? Someone called in from Abuja 2 nights ago just to express his own frustration when it comes to this particular subject. However, the Central Bank of Nigeria came out today and they released a presser, a press statement. Let me see if I can read that back to you. No, not that one, this one. So according to the Central Bank of Nigeria, the current Naira scarcity is true, is real. And for some reason, they have also received reports that counterfeiting, fake Naira are now in circulation, filling the gap of why are you not seeing money. Now, let me read this back to you before we continue. They said, the attention of the Central Bank of Nigeria has been drawn to the circulation of counterfeit banknotes, especially higher denominations, by some individuals for transactions in food markets and other commercial centers across major cities in the country. For the avoidance of doubt, Section 24 of the CBN Act 2007 as amended states that it shall be an offense punishable by term of imprisonment of not less than 5 years for any person to falsely make or counterfeit any banknote or coin issued by the bank, which is legal tender in Nigeria. The central bank is in constant collaboration with relevant security and financial agencies to confiscate fake Naira banknotes, arrest and prosecute counterfeiters. Members of the public are also encouraged to report anyone suspected of having counterfeit Naira notes to the nearest police station, branch of the Central Bank of Nigeria, or via this email, contact CBN at cbn.gov.ng, right? Meanwhile, all deposit money banks, financial houses, and bureau de change and the general public are enjoined to be more vigilant and take all necessary precautionary measures to curtail the acceptance and distribution of counterfeit notes, right? Now, say furthermore, the general public is encouraged to embrace alternative modes of payments. That's where I'm going. Said furthermore, the general public is encouraged to embrace alternative modes of payments, e-channels for pay-to-day transactions to mitigate the risk of spreading counterfeit notes. That is your answer. Emefiole introduced what he called cashless economy. And that is the economy where you will use less cash for transaction, your day-to-day transaction. Nigeria survives on the informal sector. The informal sector of Nigeria actually exists and operates based on cash-to-hand transaction, mostly. But for some reason, the policy failed. Initially, they said they were changing the Naira so that they will control the amount of Naira cash in circulation. So with that, according to them, in their voodoo economy, or voodoo economics, they said that's how they are going to control and mop up the cash in circulation. And for those who have stolen money, their friends, their colleagues and acquaintances, right, who have stolen money and stockpiled them, they will need to bring them out, account for the money, or they will lose the money. So to them, finally, in a space of 3 months, they could mop up all of the old money in Nigeria, everything. Okay? And the one they couldn't get will become invalid, like you can no longer spend it. So that policy failed. You know, this inflation, hyperinflation that is affecting Nigeria right now, they are telling you different stories. They are blaming everyone they could blame. Sure, you get. But what happened is this: nothing has really changed. If anything has changed, they have gone even worse on that Ifnumbu. So, in their own way of carrying out the cashless policy that no longer make any sense, they sent this out that I know you all have a lot of platforms that you now use to transfer your money, but majority of them are, they are like apps. You don't go in there to deposit cash in those accounts. On your phones, you have different pay, what do you call it, payment switches, Abi? Those ones that those guys are always bragging about, those tech boys, that they have developed some ecosystem, blah, 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 and all that. Anyway, they sent this out, okay, just about 3 days ago. And it's like all deposit money banks, merchant banks, switches, mobile money operators, payment service banks, microfinance banks and mortgage banks, payment solution service providers, super agents, and others. Now you get the message, which happen to be majority of you are doing POS. No be so, because I heard that POS is in Nigeria right now. It's like that of that time when MTN started and everybody was doing the business of a phone call. Every corner phone call, recharge card for sale and all of that. So they said that is exactly what the POS is now. Majority of people who have been unable to find jobs after school, they mostly resorted into this as their own, So that's an economy created for them there. Somehow, the new deal, which they have not told you. And you see me, I'm not going to say it to you using all of the economic jargons. I'm going to say it to you in layman language. In the language that says when 1 + 1, when you add 1 and 1 together, it is 2. Don't begin to speak jargons or whatever. Let me tell you what they are doing. In their mind, in order to control and force you to do the cashless economy, it has to start from making sure that your access to cash is limited, if not completely, you know what I mean, removed. And how can they do that? When you go to the ATM machine, remember, they could tell you that, oh, you can only withdraw so amount of money a day or and all that, yeah? Now, that is even pretty much like it's not really helping. So now when you go to the ATM machine, you will see empty machines. When you go inside the bank, the bank will tell you, do you have our app? What do you want to use the money for? You can transfer it. A lot of you have experienced, you have had worst of the worst experience with some of these generational banks until some of these fast, smarter, PayPoint and all of those came up on board, Abby. So you have to find your way back to those banks. You have to go back into all those horrible charges they are taking from you when you make transfers through, all those stuffs. You have to kind of use them more now. And if there are those of you who are still going to be doing your POS and all that, your options are also going to be so limited, the amount of cash you have access to. But they can't announce that to all of you. That is where the problem is. If they had explained that to all of you, this is what we are trying to do, because according to them, the reason why Nigeria has hyperinflation right now is because there is too much money. Do you believe that there is too much money in circulation in Nigeria? And who are those with this chunk of money? Politicians who have the power to print money and then stockpile them. So, in the absence of trying to use voodoo economics to fix the problem of inflation, they want to use the voodoo now. They're about to create even worse problems. Because you would want to access cash, Abi, and a lot of you are going to fall victims of all the counterfeit money. You get that? You will fall victims of this. They are trying to mop the money out without telling you. And they are doing so, making sure their friends are not missing out in the largesse. As they are taking them away from this, they are returning them back to their folks, right? The problem is not solved because the cost of inflation is not only because they are printing money that has nothing to back it. It is because they've never invested in the economy that they are promising you that they want to come and change. So if I tell you that 2024, my deep gone, I think I know what I'm saying. And I think you should begin to also look into them too, if you have been nonchalant about that for whatever reason. So they are doing all this secretly. You are going to face this scarcity, all right? And until when they realize that a lot of you are beginning to actually understand the game, that why can't you just say you are trying to do what Emefiole tried and failed? You've already created confusion. Old note, new note. That one is already creating a bit of confusion itself, right? But right now, add the fake money to it, counterfeit banknotes, and how many people are going to become victims of this in the same economy. So at the end of the day, what are they going to do? They are going to also secretly withdraw the idea. They have no plan. They do not. And that is what will take me to that of Dangote Refinery. Have you seen that video? The video where a ship vessel carrying what they announced as crude oil, 1 million liter crude oil, to Dangote Refinery. Refinery that cannot refine one bottle of kerosene. The refinery that is not ready to even refine 1 teaspoonful of crude oil. But at least it seems that the PR is working. But we go shatter them here tonight. I have told you. Dollar. Which one is dollar has fallen to? I don't understand. How? Are you one of those who are giving the Naira motivational, what have you? Anyway, we'll come to that. A lot of us, I believe right now, are not really in too much darkness when it comes to all the the fraud surrounding Dangote Refinery. At first, okay, a lot of people believed that since Nigeria cannot build or maintain refinery, it would be a great idea for at least private sectors to go into that business. And since Nigeria has the crude oil, the gas, and if it is locally refined, and in a way, if the subsidy that Nigeria is borrowing money to pay, and that same subsidy is given through the oil swap with Dangote or any refiner that is ready to do that in Nigeria, Nigerians expect that that will give control back to Nigerians from saying, control of saying your economy at least can begin to kind of, come back. But Dangote Refinery is a quota system project. A quota system project that is pretty much a conduit pipe for the criminals that looted and emptied Nigeria. Ran Nigeria aground and became the most indebted in Nigeria's history. So Dangote Refinery, even upon all of that, is not coming to serve the interest of Nigerians, but the interest of the criminals who use Nigerian money to put up this scam and scheme. Emefiole that took money from the Nigerian Foreign Reserve and gave it to Dangote in May 2023, came out and he said, Dangote has paid back 70% of the money. Today, Shishi has not been paid back. But the scam continued until this fresh one. And you should please remember that you are hearing it from this platform first. Like I said, it will be a thing of joy if indeed there is a Dangote refinery that is coming to serve and ameliorate the troubles and problems that the economies of Nigeria and even Nigerians have experienced and still experiencing. They took Nigeria money and gave it to him. Still, the refinery couldn't be delivered. They made a deal to give him crude oil almost for free. They said in Naira. Nobody has a clue about what the deal is, right? Then they promised them that he was going to start, they said he was going to start refining your crude oil and all of that, blah, blah, blah. Then they said, do not expect the liter of your petrol or gas to be cheaper because Dangote is a private business. So then they increased, they increased the pump price, preparing you, all of you, for when the Dangote refinery will come on. Baba, even upon that, let it even come up. Let it start working. Later, people can begin to make some extra, like push and all of that, which is, I don't know, at least let it even start working. That would be a good thing, Abi. And I think that's what you want too. Now, because I am telling you, which is what I have been telling you, because I am saying it to you right now, that they are not even tired of the fraud, of the propaganda. And I am beginning to ask myself, why are they even doing this? Well, let me explain what they are doing to you so that you understand this propaganda. Okay? So they said they will give him crude oil. All right? And the crude oil will be in Naira. Like I said, nobody understands the deal. Okay? But is the refinery ready? Oh, yeah, give him crude oil. Oh, yeah, start refining. Abi, at least that can be the positive side. You can discuss other things later. But the point here is that Dangote Refinery is not even 50% complete. They have built tanks. Of course, you can see tank here, tank there. They are supposed to build tank in the refinery storage farm. They call them storage farm. For the finished product, for the crude oil, for everything that they are going to be doing in there, they need tank farms to keep them. That you are seeing video of pipes, video of this or that, that doesn't mean that they're going to switch up something there, switch it on, and it's going to start refining. They know it. Dangote has been trying to get the Fnumbu to come up that they will cut him his own soap. Bokwari that facilitated all the fraud they used the Central Bank of Nigeria to perpetuate for 6 years. No shishi. Nigerians in debt, in poverty. Tifnumbu is now asking that Emefiole, where is this money? Now, if they drag Emefiole, they're going to need to drag Dangote. And since May until now, Dangote has been trying to see Kolu and cut soap for him and say, Baba, now so deal with the share you get. If you release more money to balance up this job and complete the refinery, or even stand as a guarantor like Bokwari did for me, so that we can get more money and finish it up. We go cut you soap, we go cut you your own share. He hasn't been able to say that to Tifnumbu yet. But they started the propaganda of Nigeria has refused to supply Dangote Refinery crude oil since June. That was where the propaganda of the video you saw today, that was where it started from. You know, people were saying, so refinery is ready. How come they not give them crude oil? Why have they not given Dangote crude oil? People were asking, in case if you didn't notice. So that was like about 2 weeks ago. Then, today, they can't do, Dangote media can't do their usual media run propaganda. First, they captured the vessel. They said, this is the second batch of 1 million barrel crude oil that is about to be delivered to Dangote refineries, because the refinery starts work now. Angono. Alexa, how long does it take to refine 1 million barrel of crude oil?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, crude oil makes its way through the refinery on a timescale of hours.
Okay.
Each lot of 30,000 barrels usually took 12 to 24 hours to complete analytical testing to ensure quality, after which it was released for shipment. So I estimate about 3 to 4 weeks on average.
Thank you. Now, Alexa, increase the volume to the highest. Alexa, how many liters of petroleum will be found in 1 million barrel of crude oil?
From Answers.com, 1 barrel of crude oil makes 19.5 gallons of gasoline, which converts to 73.8 liters of petrol/gasoline.
Okay, so 152 liters. That makes sense. So which means, as it is, the bobo is to make you believe that there is a refinery that is working. And if the gamble of 1 million barrel of crude oil is sold to you, which means, I'm gonna Alexa, how many liters of petroleum is found in a barrel of crude oil? Again.
From Topper.com, perimeter of a parallelogram is 2L plus B, where L is the length and B is the breadth of the parallelogram.
Kilonso. Alexa, how many liters of petroleum will be found?
Here is an answer from an Alexa Answers contributor that I translated.
Okay.
The volume of a barrel of oil is 159 liters.
159.
Did that answer your question?
It does. Thank you.
Thanks for your feedback.
Great. So, 159 liters of petrol will be found in 1 barrel of crude oil. So, which means Dangote Refinery, which is Dangote, plus the NNPLC, they probably already have, in maybe another 2 weeks now, they already have a shipment of 159 million liters of petrol that will be delivered in Nigeria and straight march straight to Dangote Refinery tank farms. And as Nigerians that you are, hoping to be defrauded and deceived, make yourself wish that using wishes can always make things happen, not by asking critical questions, abi? So when they deliver that, the whole propaganda will continue like that too. So they will just say, Dangote Refinery, first petroleum. They go come bring Tifnumbu. No, say they don't conclude the deal. They don't have to turn the machine on. Sure you get. They don't have to, in any way, give you the data of how much of this production is going to start and how many are they going to be producing every day, refining every day. They don't have to tell you all of that. All they have to do is to show you the video of crude oil, abi? Then after that, show you the tankers who are leaving Dangote Refinery at Lekki. Tankers, loading petrol, loading diesel. Have you asked yourself that who are those who have been collecting subsidy money in Nigeria in the last 8 years? At least you know, say Nigeria has been paying subsidy, abi? Have you ever asked yourself that who are those? Well, I have been asking, but we never know those who have been we don't know those who have been collecting the trillions and trillions and trillions. But guess what? Now NNPC guy, now that guy, in collaboration with the likes of Dangote and so many of them, why do you think they were all counting on Dangote refineries and started using Dangote refineries as the ultimate project of the Bokwari? Why do you think suddenly Dangote Refinery became APC, Egbekegbe's refinery? Because all the trillions, all the crude oil, stealing of crude oil, all of they were done by the same NNPC guys. Subsidy is gone, but Dangote Refinery have started production. So whatever scam and scheme they are pushing, I implore you to ask questions if you want to. All right? Because you should. This is the man that gave the judgment on, what do you call it? That gave the judgment on the Kano election. You get? Where the judiciary have been doing the Lord's work, Tifnumbu's work. So the head of the appeal court that dismissed Atiku and Obi's presidential petition and all that, Samani has been promoted to Supreme Court. Okay. This one in front of you, his name is Asemo Adomei. Asemo Adomei is Mr. Asemo Adomei is an appeal court judge, the one that read the controversial Kano State governorship elections judgment, which has now thrown Kano State into serious political turmoil, power play, and all that. He has been promoted to the Supreme Court. He's going to be a Supreme Court justice. Another person promoted to the Supreme Court as a Supreme Court justice is another one from Ogun State. No, not from Ogun State, sorry. It's the one that treated the governorship election dispute appeal, Ogun State governorship election appeal. And he was publicly exposed to have collected bribe, $5 million from dubious Dapo. No be me talkam o. Na Ladi Adebutu talkam. Nigeria is a crime scene. Don't let all those things kind of surprise you. So let me tell you some instances that will show you that, okay? So they said this judge collected money from dubious Dapo, okay, to ignore evidence and declare him winner. just like some of you believe that they did in Obi and Atifku's case, Abi. So, however, Ladi Adebutu that is challenging dubious Dapo. Ladi Adebutu himself is also standing trial. EFCC is charging him for vote buying. That he was caught, or people that were working for him were caught with millions of Naira cash during the governorship election in Ogun State. However, yesterday morning, the news broke that the judge that collected $5 million bribe from Ogun State governor, dubious Dapo of Iremo, they said the Baba don't kick bucket to Otiku. I don't think he probably spent $100 from that money. Anyway, he died in the presence of his family. He was supposed to become a member of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. Payback time, everyone is getting paid. And that is why, for those who gather for Abuja, asking that Wike must be sacked, here you get. You remember that those protesters? Ma, drink tea, I'm coming.
Stop, Jagaban. Yes, sir.
Nuisance, Lele.
I just want you to know, Wike has responded to those who are asking Tinubu to sack him. Just so you know that on his mandate, which is in return your own shege, they will stand. And it is just 6 months. Just 6 months. And now they complain like, say, are you babies? Stop complaining. So Wike gathered his own people too, who has been saying, leave him alone 2 days ago.
Mr. Wike is undermining the renewed hope agenda of President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They further allege that the FCT under Barrister Wike has become an epicenter of controversies. Further questioned his land reforms and claimed that he is involved in land grabbing and dispossessing people of their properties. Nothing can be further from the truth than this well-rehearsed and repeated falsehood. Keen followers of the dynamic leadership of His Excellency, Barrister Wike, are aware of his resolve to ensure that all owners revalidate their certificate of occupancy with new security features, which is the introduction of NIN for individuals and BVN for corporate bodies. It is in the public domain that since the coming of Barrister Wike as FCT Minister, he has been able to liaise with Corporate Affairs Commission, wherein they uncovered 189 fake companies that have been used to secure the allocation of choice lands in the federal capital. This discovery has led to the arrest, detention, and ongoing prosecution of 2 perpetrators of these crimes. It is normal for corrupt individuals and land grabbers to sacrifice everything they have acquired to frustrate this laudable initiative. We wouldn't be surprised if they further reinforce to cause anarchy in the city capital so as to derail this policy. The Honorable Minister, who inherited the menace of one-chance criminality in the FCT, has come up with a workable solution to the problem, which include rolling out buses and taxis to be driven by identified and well-profiled individuals. The political hirelings who raised the weighty allegation that the administration of the FCT Honorable Minister lacks accountability failed to give one example, speaking in innuendos. Our group have strong confidence in President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who excelled in flying colors from Chicago State University, to see the lies in the unsubstantiated claims of the groups, who are on a mission to remove a minister whom they see as an obstacle to their quest to hide wealth that were acquired in corrupt means and can't be accounted for. The Patriotic Youth Forum wish to therefore commend His Excellency Barrister Nelson Wike for the success recorded so far. The Abuja original inhabitants are with him. They will stand by him, and we also are ever ready to come out and counter any protest aimed at tarnishing the hard-earned reputation of the Honorable Minister of FCT, Barrister Nelson Wike, whereby dwindling his renewed vigor towards revitalizing the nation's capital. In conclusion, we hereby pass a vote.
Glorify your name to the core, owner of the day, owner of the beginning and the head. I glorify your name to the core, Father of the glory. There is nobody can share the glory with you. You are beginning of the glory, you are everlasting glory. You are glorify your name to the core.
A lie. If you want to understand that Nigeria is a crime scene, and you don't understand that, just make sure you watch Mayegun's Diary Political. We really look for you, Nigeria. You see the one that can read. I don't know if some of you still remember those boys, those jobless beggars that they always hire in Abuja during the time of Bokwari. Do you remember, or have you forgotten? If you can read, your money now 5,000. Others now 1,000. Economy is hard now. I hope they pay them well. Did you see that speech they gave to him? 2,000 naira everybody. You go, I need 100 people. 2,000 naira times 100 people. How much is that? A lot, 2,000 naira. Is that not 20,000 naira? No. It should be 20,000, Abi. If 1,000 times 100 is 10,000, then it should be 20,000 naira. Abi, anyway. 2,000 naira per person I need for 200 people. You get 200 in Abuja. 2,000 naira. But if you can read, they even mentioned the Chicago State University. A lot of you are researchers. Those of you who are researchers trying to research human evolution. I don't think, or should I say, there's something you are missing. We need you in Nigeria. Okay, 200K, 200K, 400K, yeah. I share your zero condano. And I'm not that bad, though. I'm not really that bad in calculation. Sure you get, but I have you, and then you have my back. All of you are doing researches on human evolution. Homo sapien, Homo erectus. We need you to see if there are some Nigerians that have completed the human evolution. There are some Nigerians that they appear like normal human beings like this. The criminal politicians have destroyed them beyond repair simply because they never developed fully. What you get is, we need to check if majority of us actually we are human beings that are human beings. Because you see in Abuja, suffering and smiling. There are in Ghana, if your loved one dies and a lot of you feels like it will be too embarrassing for you to be seen to be tearing up and crying, you can hire people to cry at the burial. Now, when they want to come and cry, depends on how you want it. Do you want them to cry like morning mood, like that, or do you want them to put up act like falling down, like rolling on the floor, like do you want them to also choke and faint and all of that stuff? It depends what you want. Do you get that now? There are people, they will cry. Oh, you would think that their mama died. True story. Because now everything they funny to some of you. These days, a lot of you just look at me and just started smiling or laughing. But true story. Because there's somewhere I'm going with this. And some of you know that it's true story as well, by the way. In Nigeria, there are categories of protesters. If you want